Alrighty, traders, it is Monday, August 12th, 2024. We are back in action for a new week here. And markets kind of just mixed on the day after a pretty good end of week rally higher last week, which was good. Made some gains at the end of last week, so that was good for us, moving up. And then today made some more moves in the account, and we'll cover some of the trades that we made today. We'll cover where we are in the portfolio, and let's take a quick look at the markets. So let's jump over into the markets. I'll take myself off video. Take a look at what happened today on the ES. So after last week, pretty good down day on Monday, a little bit of a recovery Tuesday, some weakness Wednesday, huge Thursday, and a little bit more follow through on Friday to end the week up for the week. And that put us into a nice big hammer candle on the weekly chart last week. And we held the 21 EMA, which is a really good sign. A little bit of a doji today, starting this week off, but it's a positive day. So some nice follow through. What we'll be looking for to see if we get any further follow through on this pullback. But overall, I mean, market is still in an uptrend. It held the 21 EMA. Can we lose it? Sure, but we'll see what happens. But definitely a nice pullback here and a little bit of a bearish trend just going on the daily chart, but the weekly still in pretty decent shape overall. So market looking okay here. Nowhere near overbought levels. RSI is very, very flat. So right now we're okay. Markets go up or down, should pay off for us either way. If we're looking at oil here, oil, very interesting. Now you've got a lot of Middle East tensions going on between Israel and just about everybody, but some imminent potential threats to Israel and putting the Middle East a little bit in the bullseye. But last week, a nice candle reversal. The weekly's looking better and better, breaking back above this week with today's big move, back above the 21 and the 50 and the 200 on the weekly. And if we look here, just a nice move higher for 4 straight sessions on oil. MACD is rising, RSI is rising, the squeeze momentum is rising as well. Last night, we managed to get into an oil naked put. So added an oil naked put last night because, again, I really wanted to get that trade on before maybe something happened in the Middle East that could potentially spike things more. But a nice big update today on oil, up about 3.7%. Which is good for us. We do have a 112 trade on in oil. It's up 32%. We also added that naked put last night, which is up already 24% in one day. So that's looking pretty good. If we look at bonds here on the 10-year notes, after breaking out of this channel to the upside, pulling back, didn't quite touch the channel, at least not yet, but a nice couple-day reversal here. Overall, decent bullish trend continuing on the weekly, and the daily still looks pretty good. So we're pretty bullish still on bonds. I like where we are. It's not really a strangle opportunity, but it is certainly a long trade possibility here. So a 112 put credit spread, naked puts, something along those lines. We'll be looking to edge in tomorrow on bonds or notes. Gold continuing to have a couple good days in a row after it broke out of this sideways box that it's been in for quite a while. Broke out, came back in, broke out, touched the top of the box, and now has bounced higher. The daily chart looking very, very strong. MACD, RSI, squeeze, all rising here. And then the weekly is still in a nice uptrend, although we are hitting some overbought territory. But as we've seen before in gold, we can stay there. So I do like where gold is. I think 112s, 111s, naked puts, put credit spreads, all on the table for gold. We take a look at the Aussie dollar here. On the Aussie dollar, we've got in this sideways trend, a couple weeks of selling, big reversal last week, ended higher, follow through today. I like the chart. I like the candles here. Even though we've got some decent downward pressure on the weekly indicators. The dailies look pretty solid. We're right back to the 21. I think this thing is sitting at a perfect strangle altitude. We have a strangle already running on the Aussie dollar. It's up 33% now in the time that it's been on. So we're going to look to potentially close that one off soon, hopefully, and we'll get a new one on. So looking at the Aussie dollar as a good potential trade. The euro, not quite so much, not because it's bearish, but because it's bullish. And this thing's been in a decent channel, moving higher. Okay, came down a week ago, and on this little trend. I don't know if it's really much of a flag pattern, but a huge bounce Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Some selling pressure here, but overall bullish trend on the weekly, and kind of neutral to bullish here. And the MAs are stacked, and you're above the 21 MA. So the euro looks good, and I think we're looking at the euro as well for potentially like a put credit spread, something along those lines. I think that's in good shape. The NASDAQ, big 3-day move. However, this last 2 days, yesterday and today, on significantly weakening volume. So that is a concern that big sell, a little bit of a megaphone pattern here, but a big sell, big range coming in. Doesn't surprise me with the volatility, but the daily charts look decent, but running out of gas if you throw some volume in there, and then really the weekly still doesn't look great. So I'm just really staying away from anything on the NASDAQ. And then if we look at copper, overall, I like where copper is. You've got a bit of a descending wedge, but the daily is certainly improving here, trying to get back at it. And the weekly is trying to potentially bottom out right around the 21 here. It's not an all systems go, but I think a 1-1-2 trade or potentially a put credit spread at this point would not be the worst thing on copper. So liking what we're seeing on a good handful of futures. Did a good Zoom with members today, and I think we identified 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 trade opportunities. So we've got a lot of things to work on and put into place. We started putting some of that on already today. And then we're also looking to add a few not unique, but a few stock trades in here just to add some extra income, drive the income. One of the trades I'm really starting to look at right now is Microsoft. Pretty solid downtrend that you have going here, and a pretty steep descending triangle. Not overbought. I'm sorry, not oversold. Could have some more downside on the weekly, but we are still hanging above the 50 and well above the 200. Okay, that's an important point, I think, on the weekly chart here. And if we look at the daily chart, we're hanging right at the 21, or I'm sorry, at the 200-day moving average. Squeeze is reversing, RSI is reversing, the MACD has been improving, triggered a bullish PSAR signal today. So I like Microsoft. I like where we're sitting on Microsoft. So I think that's a good potential opportunity trade as well. So we'll be looking there to get involved with something on Microsoft. I think one of our 45, our 75 DTE put credit spread or put credit spread strangle type trades is not a bad thing on Microsoft here. So I do like Microsoft. It's one of the, in my opinion, one of the better setups. I also like Google here for pretty much the same reason. Still in the uptrend. Google is still above the 50-day moving average. Nice little pullback today, which is fine. We were losing some momentum here. Let's give it a day or so, but I do like the reversals here on the daily. I think Google's also another decent setup in this area. Nvidia heading into earnings, trying to hold the uptrend line, but it's holding its 21 day. It's not holding the 50, it's holding the 21 on the weekly. It's kind of holding the 21 or very close to it on the daily. Had a decent update today. Internals are all improving. I wish it had dipped down a little below 100. I think that was an opportunity. We'll keep an eye on things for tomorrow. If we start to give back some of these last couple of days of gains, then I think the opportunity is there. So I think it's just being patient right now as an investor, and not trying to get any gains back, quickly, or rush any trades. I think you've got to be smart, got to have patience, stay disciplined here, and let the trades come to you. So there's a couple trades there. I'm also really looking at Costco. Good day today on Costco. The chart looks great. The weekly looks great, bouncing off the 21. Strong up move. Internals are great here on the weekly, and then we're really getting moving here on the daily. So if we get a little bit of a break tomorrow, which is looking like maybe that could happen, I think Costco is another opportunity trade to potentially get into. And then the last piece I want to touch base on is, I don't think I have it on here. Let's see. Okay. I like some of the semiconductors in here. So I think AMD looking interesting down here as a potential opportunity to buy at these levels. I think AMAT looks good at these levels, really good internals improving there. So I think you've got good potential improvements coming in some of these semis, which have gotten really beat up pretty good for a week or two now. And I think those are opportunities that are out there. Qualcomm also potentially, and Micron potentially, or the best, simplest, and easiest way to play it, in my opinion, would be potentially looking at SMH here, down at this level. Weekly, still weak, but maybe slowing down, and not in its full big acceleration mode here, trying to hold the 50. And then here bouncing off the 200. So I like the SMH here for a potential trade. We'll be adding those for members as well. I did also add BABA as a trade today. So we're in BABA, breaking out of this resistance area today. Good move up on BABA. So I like where we are, moving higher. Everything looks pretty good for both the weekly and the daily. BABA, definitely something I want to be in right now. And we'll keep plowing forward on some of these a little bit longer term, kind of like medium to medium term, short, long term type of trades that'll give us a little bit extra spec trade income as we go. So overall, markets continuing to improve and get better out there. We also added on ES today. We added naked puts back in to one of our PDSs that we had stopped out on. So we're back in the naked puts there. We have in our positions right now on all of my trades for the 112s or 111s. Either way, I have all but one of them for the long-term 112s or 111s. All but one of them have the naked puts running, and we're in good shape there. So we've got those trades put back on. We've made some tweaks to the trade plan, which are all fantastic. I'm excited for that. I did take a look also at the trades that I had on the last Monday when we took some losses. And if I looked at my long-term 112 trades, I stopped out of $75,000 worth of those, but my hedges paid $55,000. So if it was just the 112 trades that I was hedging, which was really the goal for the long-term 112 trades, I think we're still in decent shape. I like where we are. We made some tweaks, okay, but not wholesale changes. It was the spec trades and strangles in other areas that got to us. Okay, so it wasn't so much that the long-term 112s weren't hedged properly. Could have used a little more hedging, sure, but we would have only been down maybe 5% in the account. We took the losses because we had spec trades on in ES. We had too much size, and we didn't hedge those properly. So totally my fault. So I will learn, improve from there. But we got things right-sized again. We've been moving forward. We've been putting the naked puts back on slowly, adding them in here, taking advantage of a little bit of this volatility. We've got hedges running. We actually bolstered our hedges just a little bit with a different type of a hedge. But I'm still running the 14 DTE hedge that I have been running, and that one would have paid well. I have enhanced it with a little bit of a 60 DTE hedge as well. Not a ton of expense, but adding just some more naked puts out of 60 DTE. I'll be adding those pretty much every single Monday or Wednesday. We'll see which day of the week. Since I put it on late last week, I'm not going to put one on today. But overall, looking better, and things are certainly looking up on those ends. All right, so let's just jump back into the account. I'll share that with you for a moment here. Let's just jump into the account, see where we finished today. We'll talk about Friday as well. So, did I add this correctly? I don't think I did. So, it is not Friday. That was Thursday. Yeah, we'll get it figured out. Oh, that's right. Today is the 12th. So, anyway, here's where we ended up the day today. 326 on our delta, pretty delta neutral. Not too bad. Theta 919, so we continue to add theta back into the mix. Netlick has been rocketing up there pretty well the last several days. Took a little bit of a break today on here, but overall, we have made significant gains on the Netlick from 278 at one point all the way back to 342. So picked up about 75,000 in the last week on this. So we'll keep hopefully moving forward. And this is as our naked puts recover, because we still, again, kept the majority of our naked puts on our 112s. We still are in, and those are starting to pay us back. All right, and then buying power sitting about 114. We do not have Bill on, but the Bill trades will go on tomorrow. I was going to put it on today, ran out of time, did a member video. So I've been really spending a lot of time with the members on some videos, and that's been taking up a chunk of my time and answering questions. But certainly seeing nice rebounds in our net lick. So we're moving back up. We're down about 19% on the year still, but we'll keep plowing ahead, and we'll keep moving that. So we also had some nice gains last week as well. Last week on Monday was the big day. I'm sorry, Tuesday though, nice $7,000 up day. Wednesday 960, Thursday 2240. And then Friday here, I don't know where this thing even came in from. There was no 10th since that was Saturday. Right, so just ignoring that. We'll keep moving on. I was wondering why I was off. And we've been just plowing a little bit at a time every single day. One of the things that's been working pretty well for us is we have been adding some 0 DTE trades. We've been in good shape on those. Added another $1,000 of those last week. Added some more money on, some more gains on oil. We're back in oil here, and if we take a look at the 0 DTE trades, we're going to keep these rolling. I am now 58 out of 61 on these. We've made 12 grand. We're going to, we're really going to keep that train rolling. I've not really put a lot of focus on those, but obviously now we're going to crank a little income out. So we'll pick up the sizing on those. I feel pretty good about where we are on those particular trades. So that's where we are on the overall account. And again, still putting things forward. So we're migrating, we're reducing a little bit of our naked put exposure. Obviously, we stopped out of some, but we have still quite a few on. I've been placing them back on last week and again today. I've also been moving a little bit more towards a 111 format than a 112 in the main trading account, but that is only for the long-term trades. Even though they held up pretty well with the hedge, I'm going to still reduce some of the volatility risk by going to 1. We're going to see how that works for a while. Definitely not scrapping it. The trade has worked for quite a while, so we're going to keep going with it with just some tweaks to improve where we are, add a little bit of safety in there with the trades we have. But we're back on. We've been putting naked puts back in, filling those trades back up with the naked puts, and then adding some new trades as well. So we're in some oil trades the last couple of days. We'll probably tomorrow get our bill back on. We'll probably tomorrow be looking at a few other trades out there, but we have a lot to choose from. So we're going to keep it moving. We've got buying power sitting at what I just covered with you guys, 33% on our buying power. So we've got a lot of opportunity here to put money to work. We'll be putting some leaps, into the account, which we already started. So we already have some leaps in there, held up really well. We've already got some poor man's covered calls, which we're also continuing to add a little bit here and there just to give us some income. And then the SPY leap put trade in the portfolio margin account is doing fantastic. We took one off last week in 4 days. So we had a 4-day winner on one of those. And then we added the new one today as per the plan. So those are back up and running, looking to generate income on those. So we're off and cooking back there. And week's off to a good start. And the account's starting to take shape again. A couple of tweaks, learn from some mistakes, make some tweaks to the plan. We've added a couple different trade elements here. Members have been fantastic. They're doing some really good things. Some members had a phenomenal week last week. Some members didn't have a very good week last week. Okay. All that matters is, are you learning? And for those members that struggled a bit, hopefully a good learning experience. For those that did really, really well, learning from them, and they've all really pitched in, helping each other out. The thing here is, got to stay in the trading mentality. Again, there's trading, there's investing. Okay, this is trading. I'm going to share my trading journey with you. Okay, we've had losses before, we've had gains before. We'll get them all back again. Okay, every so often we make great leaps forward for a couple of years, then we'll peel back a bit, and then we'll keep going forward. It's all part of the journey of being there. But make sure if you're trading that this is money that you can afford to take some losses on, that you're not putting your life savings into your trading here. That would be investing. Okay, but make sure that also if you're trading that you're working on not only your mindset here, but what your strategies are and understanding how you're trading. We're working through that with everybody in the Discord. Been great and have had great responses from many of you out there. So great stuff, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.